All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So we will make the next step now that Anil Anirban will join us and he will present AI security challenges and opportunities for innovation. So looks interesting. So let's wait for him and be curious about how AI is affecting innovation with respect to cybersecurity or security. So we'll see what happens. Welcome, Anirban.
Thank you. Appreciate. I'm ready when you are.
Perfect. Let's start. Thank you.
All right. So, good morning, audience. I'm calling you from a remote place in India right now. It's called Aurangabad, and I'm going to be talking about AI security. Can you guys hear me well? Anybody give me a
Yeah,
thumbs
seems
up or
okay.
something? All right, cool, awesome. So, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. There's a small cybersecurity company called Mini Orange. I founded that about 14 years ago, and it deals with a lot of identity and access issues around the world. And we also founded another conference called Identity Shield. So that's a brief background about me. Let's dive into the subject, which is AI security. Now, um, AI being very the popular buzzword uh, these days. The how it affects us. AI is reshaping search. You would all agree with that. We ask a lot of questions on ChatGPT these days, and it's I think a lot of earlier on, a few years ago, until last year, I think uh, majority of the search was done by Google. And now AI has taken all the different chats, ChatGPT and Gemini, they've taken over a major portion of that. And that is something that has an effect on AI security. I'll explain in a bit. Um, and every company in the world that I see, and I also in my own company, we are trying to automate all kinds of workflows. Uh, the major workflow that's in question is how to write code better, how to write code faster, how to generate code using agents, and all of that. And but even in other departments like sales, HR, a lot of the workflows are being automated. Now, what's happening is a lot of LLMs in the world, they are being written for a very generic use case, and then things like there are other tools which are written as wrappers, and Claude just came up with Claude Code, which seems to be a really good agent for writing code. But there are others as well. So those are happening. So I don't want to give you too much detail about the AI landscape, but I know these are the terms that you see outside. LLM is the brain, which has orchestrating complex workflows. But there are other two terms which are equally popular, which is MCP and A2A, which is agent to agent. And a lot of people realize that as soon as a different version of the LLM comes in, a lot of the context goes away. So the concept of MCP came in, and a lot of context for the business that wants to not start from scratch every time a new version of LLM comes in. They started using an MCP to store all their context. And obviously, LLMs are explaining a wider problem, are able to take care of a wider problem. But we don't care about wider problems. We want our current problem to be executed much faster, and that's why agent to agent agentic AI has come into being. Rest of it I'll explain as we go along. Um, but every now and then, what do we hear when we talk about AI? What kind of attacks are we hearing? So there's some MCP vulnerability. Let's hackers execute code remotely, and that has come up. I recently heard there was a dating application in New York which was written using AI, and which was getting very popular with some of the females there, and suddenly, but it had no uh, security built in, and since it did not have security built in, a lot of the personal information that the consumers of that app shared with the app, it got leaked. A major issue. Um, some AI powered tool coding tool wiped out a software company's database. Um, Google has accepted these kind of mistakes that you see. Um, and every now and then, these kind of prompt injection attacks, they are getting very popular. I'm assuming you guys are already familiar with some of these terms, so I'm not going into too much detail here. But I just want to tell you that what AI has done is it has increased the attack surface quite a bit. There is an LLM that we have to protect. There is agents that we write, and we are trying to automate workflows. There is MCP servers where we store context of our business, and we hope that um, they're safe. There are agents like Cursor, like Cloud Code, that we use to write code, and we expect it to write safe and secure code. But is that all? Is all of that happening? So when we talk about AI security, it's not one problem. These are the four. That's the crux of this talk. What all we mean by AI security? So the first thing is security from AI. Like I was saying, AI has accelerated attacks quite a bit. There are too many deepfakes that are being created using AI, or there are a lot of phishing attacks, hyper personalized phishing, which is happening, and it is automated, and it's all possible because AI tools are being used not just by the good guys but also by hackers. Any recon or exploitation or fraud has been accelerated. So that's what I mean when I say security from AI. You have to defend yourself more because there are too many attacks going on. Then security for AI, protecting the AI system itself. Um, Obviously, we are all the LLMs of the world. They are being created with the right mindset, but hackers find out a way to induce prompts which are not what they were supposed to be used for, and a lot of misuse is happening through that. So that is security for AI. Then there is a question about the security of AI, which is, it hallucinates sometimes. We have all heard that term, hallucination. There is no input validation, no output validation. Sometimes there's bias. The model can be trained in one part of the world, but is used in another part of the world. There could be bias, there could be policy. Sometimes kids start asking questions, and sometimes some bad actors start asking questions. And we have to safeguard the AI against such things. We cannot answer every, I mean, it's a very powerful tool that we are making available to our kids. And we hope that it's asking the right questions. I was in a OpenAI summit yesterday in New Delhi, in India, largest AI summit in the world. And one of the vendors, they were demonstrating how he can protect kids from like if the kids start asking wrong questions, if probably say self-harm, then how it can prevent that. And I was curious, like you can just deny it. And they were saying, no, if you deny it, then it won't be right. They will try to find out the information some other way. And I was also saying that they can just let the parents know, and they were saying, no, we can't do that, it's not fair to the kids that way. And they were trying to figure out how to make responsible AI work. So that is a term that you'll be hearing very often, responsible AI. So that is the third type. The fourth type is security using AI. Now, if we have this huge super brain at our disposal, why can't we do triages quickly? Why can't we correlate intel very quickly and alert the right people? So in my company and in hundreds of other companies, more and more AI is being used, for example, for anomaly detection and behavioral stuff. So I'll talk about that in a bit. But majorly, what I want to tell you is that when we talk about AI security, these are the four areas that I can think of currently, which is security from AI because the attack surface is more, security for AI because AI needs to be protected from the bad actors, security of AI, don't let it hallucinate, and security using AI, which is enhancing our security capabilities using the AI tools. All right, let's get into a little more detail about security from AI. Um, a non-expert can generate a very convincing call script, and I just heard. So there's so many voice agents. I'm sure you've seen some voice agents which can speak in your dialect even. And I spoke to one AI agent, and I come from a place in India where this particular language is important. It's called Bangla, and I could just ask that AI voice agent to speak in my language, and it did. It flipped in no time. It made me very comfortable, and it's very. I mean, so that thing can be used in a very positive manner, but it can also be used by hackers because now. See, I mean, now there's so much of the world is accessible if you're talking the local language with a local person. And there are so many scams that are happening in India. One of the major scams that are happening in India is digital arrest. You'll not believe some people pretending to be police and Central Bureau of Investigation and arresting people on video calls. And somehow people are giving into that even though there's a lot of marketing going on from the government saying it's not, there's nothing of this sort that can happen. But people give in and pay a lot of money before they realized mm, that this is fake. And obviously, we have all heard of fake videos and audios. Nowadays, it's so easy to create those videos and with anybody, and some of them are vulgar in nature. Some of them are used to exploit the young men and women. Um, then AI helps find vulnerabilities in code and app. And just like I was in Nikhil's session a while ago, he was saying that he was able to find 0 days and all of that. But guess what? With the help of AI, a hacker can find all those vulnerabilities much faster. And a vulnerability found in one part of the world, let's say it belongs to a particular library which is popular, he can then figure out what all applications around the world is using it, and just go try to exploit it some place else. A lot of this is available. A lot of our information is available online. So, and we just don't fail to post anything, do we? I'm going to post about this particular B-sides Gothenburg that I spoke in. So guess what? All the hackers are also listening into that, and they can put two and two together and get a lot of details. Um, whenever I travel, I'll tell you an interesting story. When I travel to US, my staff in India starts getting messages from a WhatsApp in which has my display pic, and they say, I'm busy, pretending to be me. They say, I'm busy. I'm with a client and I want some Amazon cards to be purchased right away. And guess what? The staff thinks, oh my God, this is my moment to shine with the CEO. So I'll buy it. And after he buys a couple, then he realizes that, oh my God, looks like this request is not coming to an end. Maybe it is not the CEO. And then he realizes that he has been scammed. These are all real life incidents, and a lot of them use AI. So social engineering at scale, that is exactly what is happening. So what are the solutions for this? Solutions for this, this slide is a little upside down. I would want to begin with the first one, which is training and awareness. You guys made an excellent choice coming and attending this online conference today. Fantastic stuff. You will know what all is happening in the world, and then you can at least save yourself if something is too good to be true or something is being done to you. and you can go train or educate five of your family members or neighbors yourself. So training and awareness, huge solution. I'll also like to point out that a lot of the applications that we use online, they already have spent millions of dollars into building cybersecurity features. And what you can do is just use those features. And two-step verification or multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication is called, and it's just an option that you want to go and search for where it is in the online app that you use, and click it and enable it and just use it. That will make you insanely more, immensely more safer than without it. And there are other things that are listed here as well. um, we'll jump on to security for AI. Lot of the lot of companies are in the race to create the best and the best AI models, and we all know OpenAI came up with ChatGPT, and soon Gemini came out from Google, and now Microsoft and Facebook, they're kind of pushing, not Microsoft, sorry, Facebook is pushing its own trying to push its own models. So they are in a rush to kind of push their own models. And guess what? When the models comes out, it can do a lot of things, but there's not a lot of things that they have done for security yet. And prompt injection is one such thing, which we're going to talk about in a bit. Um, so we have heard of agentic AI. A lot of agents are being written. I recently heard there's a social media platform. Guess what? The social media platform for agents, where in one day 1 million agents joined, and they chit chatted on very different topics. So I wonder that in a few years there may be billions of agents who will be available, and what are they calling themselves? What are their identities? And they're designed for something. And if they befriend another agent on our social media platform, like it's happening with our children, then what stops them from doing something that they were not designed to, like disclosing some sensitive information? Right now, the focus is completely on making use of AI to gain productivity. But are we doing it in a secure way? Not at all. So common issues and stuff that is happening, when agents are being designed, they are given too much access. They are given system level access because the focus is to get productivity. We are trying to figure out whether they are productive or not. A lot of agents that are being written, the results are not that great right now. Uh, there are some uh, algorithms that are being discussed, which is called RLM, um, automatic learning, and they're trying to use agentic AI with reinforcement learning models, and trying to improve the efficiency of agents. But we are not quite there yet. So again, like I said, the focus is not on securing AI right now. The focus is on making use of AI to gain productivity, to do stuff fast, to cut cost. That's why you hear all these things. And in order to do stuff like this, what agent developers are doing, they're just not worried about how much access they have given to the agent. And because of that, a lot of bad stuff is happening. So how do you secure such agentic AI systems? Not any different from how you would how would you would secure non-agentic AI systems, which is human systems. We all start with authentication and authorization, and I'll go over all of these in a bit, but I think later slides. Um, in the authentication and authorization world, there are some protocols that are being written. So in general, the authentication protocols for and single sign-on protocols for humans, SAML, OAuth. All of these protocols had been written many, many years ago, and identity providers like Mini Orange and other providers have implemented these protocols. Now, similar protocols are being written for agents as well, and we are supposed to not just give them complete access, but use these protocols and have limited use, basically have the agents authenticate to an identity provider, just like a human would, and get a token, which are also short-lived, which tokens expire, just like human tokens expire, and give them only those permissions that are required to do bare minimum work. Mm, The problem doesn't end there. You have taken care of agent authentication authorization, but the agents have access to MCP servers and different servers, and those servers have in turn access to other applications, which you are actually you're writing the agent to do some accomplish a goal. For example, I get 1,000 emails and a day, and then what I want to do is I want to quickly figure out which ones are the things that require uh, quick turnaround time. I want to focus on them. I'm right now integrating an email agent with my email so that the 10 that need my attention jump out quickly so I don't miss a deadline. And so that for that, I need to give him that access, the agent that access. And so the agent has access to my entire Gmail right now. There's no fine-grained access because that's not been built in. So that's just one example. You may, in order to automate more workflows, maybe you're in some accounting department where you're trying to automate some stuff, some regulatory compliances that has to happen every month. So you have to give access to a lot of your data. And the other problem is where all do you install your LLM? Huge, huge question going on in the world currently. I'm a big fan of on-premise LLMs. And there are some LLMs like Llama and some others which are available to be downloaded, but the accuracy is in question there. But I'm installing something on my office premises and writing agents which are in my premises, so at least that the data, that the workflow that I'm trying to work on, any of the data doesn't go outside. But rest of the world, I don't think we are. When I'm a consumer, I'm not doing that. I use ChatGPT and I ask a question. I use Gemini to ask health questions. Where is the data going there? LM belongs somewhere else. It's a major question that will come up again and again. I just wanted to know that on-premise offline LLMs are available. It's a little bit more cost, but and it's a little bit more work to keep updating them, but it's available, and you should be thinking about that if you are worried about the privacy of your data. This is just another. I was telling you about the authentication authorization protocols that are being written. IDJAG is what it's called. You should look. I mean, if you're a developer, you can look into that. It's one of the. I mean, I one of the titles was entrepreneurship. In titles of my this session was entrepreneurship. So that's one area. It's a very new area. You can start writing implementations of IDJAG. It'll come in very handy. A useful thing. There are various things you can do, verification and integrity to make sure that all the data that comes in is trusted, and you only give access to what people need. All these code signing and all these things are they're very old concepts. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Network isolation is again another thing. There's one picture that I want you to look at, which is this one. Don't try to create a super agent, no mega AI agent, because then you'll have to give it access to everything. Do a little more work and create an agent like this one. What are you doing? You're doing sandboxing, meaning you're creating multiple smaller agents and you're giving access to each, very limited access to each. That will be a little more work initially if you are into agent development, but it'll be a much, much more secure way to automate any agent workflows. All right, Claude has given something bad happens. How do you figure out? Claude has given an API to figure out any historical stuff any of your employees may have put into Claude, and it can help you prove something bad that has happened in the past. Make use of that. It's a very good piece of information. And audit logging and monitoring is just exactly used for that. Um, I'm running a little short on time, so I'm trying to see if, okay. Security of AI. Um, hallucinations is a major, major problem. Uh, I'll give, I don't know whether most of the audience is in software development background or not, but I have a software development background. And in my company, I was trying to uh, implement Claude and making sure that the productivity, I have about 500 engineers who are writing code, and I wanted to make them act like 5,000. And I thought AI is going to help me do that. But guess what? A lot of we are finding out that sometimes it has a limited capacity to hold stuff, the old code that you've written. It depends on the number of tokens, and the token support, size support is growing with every version, but it's not quite enough. So my old code, which has about say a million lines of code, if I don't make the LLM understand all of that, then it can't write a small feature for me. Because if it does, if it can't hold everything in memory, then it just starts giving me some hallucinated code, wrong answers. So we are still a little far from, and it's a little far both in terms of technology and also in terms of the cost involved. When it comes out, that feature comes out, I'm assuming it'll be very expensive to use because it'll be a very powerful thing. But for newer applications, fantastic. No hallucinations, quick, good answers. It still needs good guardrails. My senior engineers have been able to improve their productivity, but my junior engineers, they're still a little shaky there. Um, how to make sure there's no hallucination and all of that? Yeah, I mean, you can read about it offline, but I just told you this is a topic of interest. Security using AI is a very interesting topic to me. Me being an identity provider, I'm implementing identity protocols. I'm implementing anomaly detection using AI. I'm also figuring out that if some agent goes rogue, the best way to figure out that rogue agent would be to analyze its behavior. And I'm trying to think in that direction where I can write a product which can see if I have sandboxed some agents in a certain areas and I ask them to do a certain task, are they doing just that or are they doing a little more? And although I've taken care of a lot of their access control and they shouldn't be allowed, but agents being agents, they are supposed to be able to think by themselves. And if they're doing that, then maybe they are doing something which I didn't want them to do. So I'm trying to develop something on the behavior front as well. So this is what I mean by security using AI. And all right, so key takeaways from this talk. Much because of AI, the attack surface is increased. Whenever you hear about AI security, there are four angles to it. One is security from AI, because social engineering attacks at scale are happening because AI tools are available to attack us as well. Security for AI, which is protect the AI system itself. It's like a nascent baby. You have to teach it using guardrails. If you start the wrong thing, it'll do the wrong thing. Then security of AI, because of different aspects, a hallucination may happen, and you have to know how to use it correctly. And security using AI, which is creating more security features using AI. So, and developers miss the obvious stuff, and there are guardrails that you should be using, and all that stuff. So, one of the more popular things that are happening is human in the loop, very, very important thing happening. A lot of automation is happening, but at the end, a human has to go and approve it. That's a very popular concept that is being discussed and is getting adopted worldwide. So with that, I would like to come to an end of my uh,
Uh,
session. And
Thanks, Anirban. That was very interesting and very innovative part of how to take AI into the next step. We have run out of time. If anybody has questions,
you can connect me offline
uh,
as well. My email
yes,
is anirban@minyaranj.com.
perfect. Oh, thanks a lot. Thank you. Then have a
Appreciate that.
nice day.
Thank you
Tomorrow
so
and
much.
move to the next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.